Right. So today we are going to be discussing the second chapter of Unit 1, that is process models. In this process models, we are having different types of process models. We can say process models, the purpose is already we are know the definition of a process. The definition of a process means it consisting of a collections of activities, actions, tasks. Already we have discussed this in the first chapter. Now to make that into a proper way means to make into a proper way we required models. Now the definition of model means representing in a graphical manner. That may be a flow chart, that may be a class diagram, that may be a design, that may be a whatever the design or anything which can be represented in the form of the graphical representation, then it comes under model. So graphical thing is called as model, and process is nothing but collection of the actions, activities, tasks. Now, whatever the actions, activities, tasks you are going to doing, that has to be represented in a graphical manner. So, as per of the syllabus, let me discuss one after the other. Just now we had taken the syllabus. Now let me see one after the other the process model. So before going to be the different types of process models, let me discuss about the process model definition. As I said you just now, a process means the collection of activities, actions, tasks. Why we are going to using this one? To complete or to create a product. That is the purpose of all these collections. Now, each of this means what? The activities, actions, tasks which are having in the a framework, in the umbrella activities, whatever you're doing. In that we have a set of tasks, set of framework activities are there. All these we have discussed in process framework. So the sites in the sense it will be available inside. It will be available inside inside a particular framework or a model that defines their relationship in the sense how each activity is performing a particular action based on a particular task, their relationship with respect to the process and with another, right? So this how you are going to make the relationship between the activities, actions and the tasks we are going to representing with the help of the model. Now if the process is right, then the results take care of themselves. So process is very important. Process in the sense the flow, the way they are going to representing should be in a proper way. Now as I said you, two types of process we are having, process models. The prescriptive process model, the second specialized process model. Prescriptive process models consisting of again a different types of models under that category. Specialized process models again they have different categories. Now let me see what actually a prescriptive process models means. Prescriptive process models, the models which are to bring order to the chaos of software development. Chaos in the sense in a systematic way. In the systematic way, it has to bring that order to represent that set of activities, actions, and tasks. These prescriptive process models can define a set of process elements. It prescribes a set of process elements and a predictive process workflow or a process flow. Already we have discussed that a process flow means what? Different types of process flow we have seen in the first chapter, like linear process flow, or maybe iterative, or maybe a parallel, or maybe a combination of this. Any combination of this will be considered under the process workflow or process flow. Now a prescriptive process model can define a prescribed set of process elements. The elements is nothing but the total actions, activities, tasks, and a predictable process workflow or a process flow. Simply, this is the definition for prescriptive process models. Hope you all note down this one. Take the definition of prescriptive process model, which can define a prescribed set of process elements and predictable process workflows, predictable process workflows, or process flow. This is a simple definition for prescriptive process model. So without understanding the root, you can't understand the branches or the siblings or the leaf nodes. So that's why the main thing is you need to understand what actually the topic, why they have proposed the name. Okay, so define a prescribed set of process elements and a predictable process workflow or process flow. Now coming to the model, first model, waterfall. The name itself indicates waterfall is nothing but how the fall of a water goes in a sequential, in a continually the flow of water will go, sir. Flow of water in the sense it's not like jumbling from one place to another place. It is flowing through a path. That path may be not a continuous straight path. That path may be having a different curves. That path may be a falling from a wall. That path may be in a different direction. But it should be a direction will be there. It should be consisting of direction. I can't say that that direction is a straight direction, straight line direction. It may be a different curves, but it should go in a systematic way. So the other name for the waterfall model is classic life cycle. The other name of waterfall model is classic life cycle. Now, a waterfall can be say in a words like systematic sequential approach to software development. So to develop a software, we are required one of the model called as waterfall. What type of approach this waterfall means is a systematic sequential approach. Sequential is nothing but a linear, a sequential approach. Now, what will do this waterfall model is the input for waterfall model is the customer specification of requirements and progresses. Now, whatever we have, the phases like the framework activities we have, framework activities or communication, modeling, development, testing, deployment. These are the set of activities in a life cycle of a software engineering or in the life cycle of a process activities. Now, it gives the input as customer specification of requirements and it will observe the progresses through what the progresses. It's not belongs to only one phase. It may be a planning, modeling, second one, construction and deployment. So here planning consisting of again, it will be a communication analysis. Modeling consisting of again a design part as well. Construction consisting of both the development as well as testing. Deployment consisting of both, it consisting of support and maintenance. All such type of progresses will be observed based on the input which is given as SRS, that is specification requirement, as the input for that waterfall, and it will be observe the progress of all these phases. The phases are planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. Clear? Now draw the diagram of waterfall model. The diagram is consisting, very carefully draw the diagram. First phase is in the waterfall, communication. Second phase, planning. Third one, modeling. Fourth one, construction. Fifth one, deployment. Draw the diagram of waterfall. In the communication, what are the tasks you are going to be doing over here is project initiation. We just initialize the project and here gathering of the requirements. Just we need to initialize the project as well as requirements gather. The second phase is planning. We'll talk about each task in detail in upcoming slides. The planning consisting of the following tasks. We are estimating how much the cost will be or budget for this project, for development of this project. We are making schedulings, the timelines, the boundaries for completion of that project. Tracking, like we are tracing that how much of work is completing based on by conducting different technical reviews, like also called as FTR, formal technical reviews we are going to conducting over there. So the tasks belongs to planning phase is estimating, scheduling, tracking. And coming to the third one, modeling. In the modeling, we are making the tasks or analysis, design. These are the two different tasks we are performing in modeling phase. The fourth phase is construction. In the construction, we are focusing on the task like developing of the code and testing of that code and test in the construction phase. In the fifth one, deployment. In this deployment phase, focus on the following tasks such as delivery, support, feedback. Delivery in the sense delivering of the product to the customer. Support in the sense we are giving like in the form of a warranty or guarantee. Warranty gives only the some sort of support. Any sort of things want to be little bit of any configuration errors or any technical issues are there in installing of your product or working with your product. That type of supports comes under warranty. Guarantee is nothing but changing, customizing again. They're not satisfied again, customizing the things. It becomes under guarantee. Now again, feedback. Feedback in the sense once the different users are used your project, use your product, again they'll get some feedback. Based on that feedback, the second version will be released into the market. If they're not satisfied up to that one, we are not change and give to the same customers. We'll be change the same based on the feedback and will update as a second version. The first version of the software goes, the second version will release into that. Okay, so the activities under the deployment or delivery, support, feedback. So two activities means two tasks are available in the first phase, communication, that is project initiation. Second one, requirement gathering. In the second phase, we'll talk about, here we are talking about in the second phase three different tasks. One is estimating, scheduling, tracking. In the third phase, modeling, we are focusing on two tasks. One is analysis and design. In the construction as well, we are having two different tasks. One is code, another is test. In the deployment, we are having three different tasks. One is delivery, second one support, and the third one feedback. Okay, so this is how the figure shows. It's a linear model, sequentially, one after the other. If you see, first phase output becomes this input for second phase. Second phase output becomes input for third phase. Third phase output becomes fourth phase input. Fourth phase output becomes fifth phase input. The last is the product. The last we are calling as a product. Now coming to the advantages of this waterfall is, list out this advantage, write down. The advantage of waterfall is, the first one is suitable for simple and smaller projects. So it's not suitable for bigger projects. It will be very comfortable for smaller applications. And here the advantage is because of all the different activities in each phase, the requirements are well understood. That's another advantage. Easy to understand the procedure, how we need to implement that, easy to manage, and clear cut milestones are available because clearly we are tracking the things, we are scheduling the things, and we are estimating the cost as well as the time. Because of that, the advantage of waterfall can be seen as the milestones are very clear. Extensive documentation, like as I said you, for every 3 lines of code, we are required to document it. Document in the sense we can put a single line comment or multi-line comment. So these are the 6 different advantages over the waterfall. For simple applications, it will be very suitable. Requirements, we can easily understandable. It can easily to understand the process of waterfall, easy to manage, clear milestones, extensive documentation is available. Okay. And here V model is there. It's not in the syllabus. But for your understanding, see the V model, the name of this V model based on this shape. It goes like this and it goes like this. The V model talks about in each phase what are the tests we are going to perform. See, for example, in requirement modeling, we are performing acceptance testing. In architectural design, we are performing system testing. In component design, we are performing integration testing. In code generation, we are performing as unit testing. At each phase, at requirement, whether the requirement is acceptable, that's why we are performing acceptance testing. The architecture, the model, or the design is system testing. Component design is the integration of all multiple components. That's why we are going to perform integration testing over here. Code generation is like a sub programs, a module consisting of some set of sub modules. Each sub module consisting of some set of programs. Each program will be considered as an unit. So that's why we are performing on code generation unit test. So this is for your general knowledge how the V model look like, right? Next, take down the problems with waterfall, because we are moving from model to model. Definitely we need to be know the pros and cons, so that easily we can see and adopt which type of model can be suitable for our suitable application. The problems are real projects. For real projects rarely following the sequential flow, since they are always iterative in nature. In real time, it is not possible for real time applications of waterfall, because waterfall is consisting a sequential application. It's very suitable for sequential application. That's fine. It is not suitable for iterative types. The second problem with waterfall is model requirements. That is, model requires requirements to be explicitly spelled out in the beginning, which is often difficult. In the sense, here this model requires the requirements explicitly spelled out in the beginning. In the beginning itself, we need to say clearly, because it is a sequential model. Any change comes in any of the phase, it will not possible to go back again. Until unless we complete up to the deployment, we can't go back for any small change. That's fine. It requires at the beginning of the time, at the starting of the project itself, clearly, explicitly, they have to be give the total entire details of that particular project entirely without any modification, which is a very difficult. Maybe after seeing the analysis phase, or after seeing in the model, after seeing the design, maybe some changes will asked by the customer. Maybe they can want to be have changes, some sort of changes in the design, or in the changes in the project, changes in the product. At the time, until unless you are going to complete the entire project, until you develop, deploy, you will not be come back to the communication phase. That's a problem. The second one. Third problem, working model is not available until late in the project time. Working model in the sense, some sample sort of working of the process model or working of that particular product is not available until the project timelines will complete. Until the late in the project timelines. Late in the sense, it will be up to the completion of the project. It will not be possible to assess a working model when you are using waterfall for developing of your projects. Okay, so here we have some sort of real-time examples, real-time examples where waterfall is going to be using and used of this sequential model, or the other name for waterfall model is classic cycle model. Okay, so these are the three limitations of waterfall. One is it not supports for real-time projects, because real-time project supports iterative in nature. The total requirements which required to develop is need to be tell at the beginning itself, which is very difficult for the customer. Here, the third limitation is working model is not available until the entire process, entire product will come into picture. And see some real-time examples. Let me see the real-time examples. I'll just open it. Hope it is collected long back. The examples. Let me see the examples, which is already shared in this one. See, product development with the waterfall methodology model in software development. So here some projects are available. One or two: project phase, analysis, design, implementation, testing. What you are going to doing over there, how you are going to be adopting in this one. Change is very expensive in waterfall because until unless we can't complete it, see here, change is very expensive. This is this line. Okay, so because until unless the project completed, we can't assess that one. And the example over here, how a product has developed with the help of waterfall model. Please walk through that. If I explain, you can easily grasp that one. But the thing here is just go through with this prerequisite knowledge that waterfall model consisting of communication, modeling, and just we are going to have a planning will be also there. Communication, planning, modeling in the sense where we are going to designing that one, construction, deployment. With the help of all this, each phase again consisting of some activities. With the help of that, any real time things are there. Here you can access this material. And the second example they have given under this is in the Quora.com. They have given one example how a waterfall model can be applied. See, 3 software projects with description where waterfall was implemented. The other the things is here some sort of 3 projects they have discussed. You please walk through where we can use. Like I can't say that only in railway application can be used or in banking application they can use. Anywhere we can use it. But based on the requirement from the customer, from the stakeholder, the changes will be done according to that. Clear? So these are the 2 real-time examples where we are going to discuss about that. So